सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै यस्नावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Okay, today is a very beautiful day. Just now please read the verses, we shall share these classes. Verse number 15 onwards, please read. Okay, 14 onwards read, please. Kvam va kvacha va vishvam kvatadhyanam kvamuktata sarvasankalpasimāyām visrantasya mahatmanah yena vishvamidam drushtam sanastīti karoti vai nirvāsana kim kurute pashyannapi na pashyati yena drushtam param brahma soham brahmeti chintayet kim chantayati nischintah ditiyam yo na pashyati drushto yena atma vikshepah nirodham kurute tvasau udarastu na vikshiptah swadhyabhavat karoti kim karoti kim drushto yena atma vikshepah nirodham kurute tvasau udarastu na vikshiptah sadhyabhavat karoti kim. Nice. Today is a really beautiful day, no? Lovely climate, so nice. Ask yourself, is your life also that beautiful? Today is so beautiful because there is no scorching sun. Neither there is any hint of heavy rain. No cold wave. No flood as it is in Kashmir now. Just right. Okay? Just right. Neither too much cold, nor too much heat. Neither too much of rain, nor too much of sunshine. It's just right. Neither is midnight, nor it is midday, scorching sun. Like the heavens, usually they describe, Nitya Prabhata. The heavens in the paradise is supposed to be eternal dawn. The sun never rises more than little height, so that it doesn't become very hot. Nor it is become dark, nor it is dark. It's just right. This is how it is, the whole atmosphere today, just right. In this just right environment of the universe today, in this place, ask yourself, how is your life? Is it just right? No moha, no delusion, no meditation, no misery, no ecstasy, no plan, no unplan, no frustration, no elation, no fear of living, no fear of dying, Either there is craving for living or craving for dying. None of these things. Just right. Is it ever possible? Ask yourself the question. Is it ever possible? Because for many people they shall say, this is a dream. This is an idealism. This is something ideal you are talking about. This is a dream. This is not, I don't think ever it will be possible. It is not, don't say ever possible. That is the only thing that is the, not possibility, that is the only thing which is the greatest reality of life. That is what you are, I am, everybody in this universe is. Because what you see and where you see these ups and downs are only in the relative world, in the world of perception, sensation, impression. In the tangible universe, at the level of your physical body, these changes are continuously taking place. The sense organs which are continuously experiencing it, they are also continuously changing. Because of the proximity of the sense organ with the sense object, impressions that are created also are continuously changing, because as even sense objects are continuously changing, the sense organs are continuously aging. Therefore, you can have different types of perception. Eyes are there, but the child's eyes, which is flawless, cannot see something, whereas the cataracted eyes, 2 moons. Like a fellow, he went to a person went to an eye doctor, and he said, "Doctor, I have a problem." He said, "What is your problem?" "I see 2 things. I always see two things." He said, "What do you mean you see 2 things? When I look at the moon, there seems to be 2 moons. When I look at a tree, there looks like 2 trees. Even now, when I'm looking at you, there are 2 doctors. There are 2 doctors. Then the doctor said, "Which one of you is talking like that?" The doctor also suffers from the same nonsense. That is the condition of the eyes. It will change. The thoughts also, impressions that are there, the impressions also will continuously change. And there may be thousands of impressions, but which thought is going to come up in your head, you don't know. Just like the weather. What are the possibilities of a weather in a particular day? Think. It can be sunshine, it can be rainy, it can be a cyclone, it can be typhoon, it can be springtime, it can be snow or whatever, snowfall, anything. Possibilities are always there. The space has no weather. The space is always the same. The weather changes in space. Thoughts are also, there are thousands of different memories. Which thought will come up in your brain? Do you know that? Just see that, friends. Which thought will come up in your head? There are thousands of memories from childhood until now. Which thought is going to come up? You don't know. It's continuously changing. But in and through the changing thing, there is one thing that remains changeless, is your self-awareness, which has no day, no night. Is as much you are conscious in the daytime, that much you are conscious in the night. The light of the day doesn't lighten it up. The darkness of the night doesn't darken it. The snowfall of the winter doesn't freeze it. The scorching bright sunlight of the summer doesn't melt it. Life doesn't give it extension. Death doesn't bring an end to it. That is yourself. You understand this lovely dimension in each one of us? This is the most important subject. Unfortunately, in our life, from the day one as we are growing up, everybody, beginning from our parents, friends, society, teachers, universities, they all are going us, they all are busy giving us, teaching us everything else except about ourselves. This is not a criticism, this is just an observation. Because if you are critical, you shall put off a lot of people. Observe. I do not resist my parents teaching me. I do not resist. I do not mind my friends teaching me things. I do not mind my teachers, school, college, university, teaching me things. I do not mind because there is no choice. But I come to discover later on that in all these teachings, informations that has been given to us, none of them gave me an idea about myself, who I am. Rather, I am supposed to pick up an idea about myself from the ideas that they have shared. They give me engineering knowledge, I am supposed to be engineer. You understand? They give me the knowledge of medicine, I am supposed to be a doctor. They give me the knowledge of physics, I am supposed to be a physicist. Please see the beauty of it. Nobody teaches me who I am, but they are giving me different informations and I am supposed to carve out an identity from those informations. Do you really feel it? That is why masks are moving around the world. The face is unknown. Surprisingly, the masks are million kinds. The face is of one kind, and is a universal face of every individual, every person, everything in this universe. Even the tree is a mask. The reality of the tree is the reality, the absolute. The stone is a mask. Every little thing is a mask, whether it's an atom or a system, a tiny dust of the universe. Because these are the names and forms. Names and forms have an universal content, infinite content, the nameless, the formless. Without the nameless, formless content, there is no name and form. That is why names and forms have to disappear. Think, friends, how many names you have moved away from? How many memories you have moved away from? How many relationships you have moved away from? How many identities you have moved away from? You are moving continuously away as though from different types of masks, different types of names and forms. No name, no form can catch up with you. No identity can catch up with you. No identity can catch up with you. Listen carefully. No identity can catch up with you. You do not retire from the post. The post takes his retirement from you, right or wrong. Change the language. Change the language. You do not retire from a relationship. Relationships takes a retirement from you. Because you survive, relationships come to an end. You survive, position comes to an end. Do you understand? That is why you are not a victim of a role. Roles are helpless. Do you understand the beauty of it? Do you really understand the beauty of it? This is majestic. Yours is an incomparable, majestic existence, where you are the king. You are seated on the throne forever. Your sovereignty nobody can touch. Everything else shall pass by you, but nothing can bypass. So beautiful. I don't know what to talk to you anymore. Ah. Do you understand? Every person is so miserable in life because feels bypassed. My mother doesn't like me anymore, my father doesn't like anymore, my husband run away with somebody, my wife ran away with somebody. Today I was looking at the newspaper on suicide. You know, in the world, every year, 80 lakhs, 8 million people committing suicide. Disease doesn't kill. Huh? Disease doesn't kill. Road accidents do not kill that much. As much people killing themselves. And among in that list, don't say only poor people, uneducated people. Highly educated, highly accomplished, movie meteors, not movie stars, okay? Movie meteors, sports meteors. Why do I deliberately call meteors? Why meteors? Because meteors flash and they disappear. Stars do not die. Stars shine forever. Just like a flash, the person is gone. And the latest case is what? That man who made everybody laugh in the world, Robin Williams. Supposed to have made everybody laugh. That is what, your... in Tamil movie, they imitated his movie, Dasavadara or something, God knows what it is, where the one person takes 10 different roles. Makes everybody laugh. Himself commits suicide. That's a pathetic tale of millions of people. You help everybody because that's your idealism. You can't help yourself. There is charity for everybody, but you are so uncharitable to yourself. You show your kindness to everybody. You are so unkind to yourself. That is because person wants to live out a delusion. To pick up a name or to accept, to get an acceptance from everybody, how great he was, how charitable he was, how kind he was, how helpful he was, but never helps himself, never kind to himself. Think of that, friends. Please think it of. It's like that celebrated story they say in psychology. There is one book I was reading where one psychologist records incident and tells nice stories, real life stories. In Germany, one person came to a psychologist and he was very depressed. The person was very depressed. He went to the psychotherapist and the psychotherapist asked him, yes, what is your problem? He said, these days I feel very depressed, almost suicidal. I don't want to live anymore. I don't know what to do. Then the person said, why do you enjoy anything at all in life? He said, not much, I'm so depressed. He said, why don't you go and see, in the town there is a big circus. And in the circus, the small ones, usually, the slapstick joke, there will be some jokers. They'll do nonsense, they'll do something which will make you laugh and laugh and laugh. Anyway, why don't you go there? There is a slapstick joker. If you look at him, everybody is catching his stomach and coming back. There's so much laugh. You can't stop laughing. Why don't you go there? Have a nice, relaxed evening. Then the man says, I am the joker. Think. I am the joker. He makes everybody laugh. But his cup of sorrow is full and overflowing. Please know, you cannot afford to be like that because nothing bypasses you. This habitual statement, when my job comes to an end, when I retire from job, what shall I do? If my husband goes away, what shall I do? If my wife goes away, what shall I do? If my business collapses, what shall I do? If my body, suppose my death, you understand? There is a fear of being bypassed. Understand? You do not retire from anything. That something takes a retirement from you. Can you think it over? Or just an intellectual delight? Yes, very nice, true. Okay, what is next? No. Stop doing that. This joke has bypassed you. Bypassed you? He has taken retirement. Once I tell a joke, over. You are there. A point that reveals the truth about yourself is not always there. When you are taking the verse number 14, 13 verses are already gone. Are you continuing in the 14th verse or no? How many books you must read? Bhagavad Gita, 8 chapters over, 10 more chapters to go. Miserable. 11 Upanishads, only one Upanishad we have studied, 7 Upanishads, another 4 more to go. When Gita is over, but the Bhashya is not studied. I have not done it. That also over. Upanishad yet to begin. Upanishad is over. Brahma Sutra yet to begin. Brahma Sutra is over. Siddhi Grantha is yet to begin. You are stupid. The truth, are you getting that point? The truth yourself flows into everything. What do you mean it flows into everything? As though it was not there. The words will come to an end. The book ends, verses end, chapter ends, speech ends, thoughts end. You do not begin to end. Anadi Ananta. Ageless, deathless. Beginningless, endless. Limitless existence. How sweet. So this is where comes the importance of being one's own self. If you look at this creation, look at the universe, look at the little world, you don't have to look at the far universe, don't have to look at the whole world, look at the little world around you. You, your parents, your brother, your sister, your family, your village, your neighborhood, your school, your college, little bit distance. That is so real for you. Rest of the universe doesn't exist. Do you know what is happening at this moment in China, Russia, America, Sahara Desert, Alaska landscape, moon, sun? It doesn't matter. Lakhs and lakhs of people, hundreds of thousands of people are affected by the flood in Kashmir. What are you doing now? It doesn't exist in your mind. There is a battlefield somewhere. Thousands of people are dying. At these moments, there must have been a blast by some terrorist somewhere. How does it matter to us? In this little universe, think friends. And this little universe keeps us so busy. It's like an infinite existence, one finite circle keeps us very much away from the touch of infinity. Like standing here, I forget the earth. I think ashram. This room. Understand the beauty. Expand, expand, expand. That is why I say meditation. Being yourself again and again and again. What is this meditation? If you are aware of yourself, you are eternal in meditation. But if you want to be consciously reminding yourself about yourself as to who you are, what it means is standing on this 2 feet ground, but remembering earth is here. Remembering the solar system is here. Remembering the universe is here. Remembering that God is here. The infinite is here. It's just an expansion in yourself. You can never expand this little land to anything, but you can see the expanded universe here. Do you understand that point? It's so fantastic. That is where your mind explodes. This is contemplation. That is a Tantra Shastra. Tantra means what? There is expansion. Tanoti, vistareti. Expands. Expands your mind. In moments of love, you like it or not, you are finished. With the tiny little ahankar, the individuality drops out. It surrenders in love. Completely. You see something beautiful, you are finished. You experience something deep and exotic, finished. Why everybody loves it? Because it takes you back to yourself. Why do you like to listen to some beautiful music? Yes, what is it? Nice fragrance. Wow, so nice. A touch, a smell, a sight, a sound, an idea. In that appreciation, you are melting away, fading away, disappearing. You means what? The ahankar, the I thought, goes away. Experiencer losing itself in the experience. When the experiencer, listen carefully, when the experiencer losing itself in an experience of the external universe, a sound, a touch, a taste or smell, it will stage a comeback. When the experiencer, the I, loses himself in the experience, Atma, yourself, Anubhava, Swarupa, which is the nature of experience, content of every experiences in the universe, there is no returning. There is a semblance, a delusion, that as when you see, hear, taste something, it's a delusion of being with yourself. Most people get hooked onto that. That is why you become a slave of a sensation. You become the slave of an idea, slave of a thought, slave of a book. When you see the reality of being yourself as to who you are the master of the universe, master of the experiences of everything that happens in this creation. Because without you, nothing ever exists. That intimate existence, you recognize within yourself. That is why Atmagyan, self-knowledge, helping you to know who you are. And as you saw in our life, parents have tried their best to teach me. Society tries its best to teach me. Friends, teachers, school, college, religions, they try to teach everything to me. They try to teach me. But they never, they teach me. They teach me about everything, but not about myself. You understand? Oh, do you? Mahadeva, Mahadeva, just think. They teach me, that means I am already existing. But they don't know that. Again, I am not being critical. They teach me. But what is their purpose? They are teaching me something in which I should find an identity. I am already there. Do you understand the beauty of it? Do you understand? Do I see that clarity? Do you see that? Before I teach you, you are already there. You are sitting in front of me. Your existence is assured. You are. But I am teaching you something. I am teaching you something, and what you are picking up, you are supposed to develop an identity in relation to that. You pick up physics, physicist. Pick up mathematics, mathematician. That is where religion also fails. Because if secular studies give me a secular identity, religious studies giving me a religious identity. I am not interested in picking up identity. Do you understand? No teacher, no subject should be interested in giving you an identity. That is the teaching which introduces you to yourself and does not give you a separate identity, or an identity which separates you from everybody else. Not only separates you from everybody else, but also you develop an inner conflict because you fight with one identity or the other. One identity fights with another identity. Shall I be the father or the husband? Shall I be the brother or the friend? Shall I be the officer or a husband? Think. Shall I be a believer in this or shall I be a believer in that? Religious conflict. Shall I believe in this God or that God? You understand? This is how the whole world functions. It's natural. In the absence of their own personal self-awareness, if the roles have been the security for the average individual, with their best intention, what shall they do? They shall also try, attempt, struggle to provide you also with an identity so that you can have some relative security. Why? Because the opposite scenario is much more dangerous. Because you have no identity whatsoever. You don't know about yourself and you don't have a relative identity either. Helpless, uneducated, miserable, non-achiever. No thoughts to hold on to, no ideal to hold on to, no resources to fall back upon. You become miserable. So naturally with good intentions, my parents, my society, my teachers in the schools and college, my religious society, the religious thoughts or ideas or religious traditions attempt to give me some identity or the other, but they don't tell me who I am. That is the beauty of Upanishads, which goes beyond everything. It doesn't snap you, understand? He doesn't reject anything, but helps you to see yourself in and through everything. If there is a language of negation in the Upanishads, it is not because the creation is waste or useless. It is to help you to understand yourself. And once you understand yourself, you happily move back to the realm of the roles. That is why these two words they use in Sanskrit, khandana, mandana. Khandana means chopping it off. Body, no, not this. World, not this. Body, not this. Eyes, ears, not this. Who are you? Creation, no. Rich, not this. Body, not this. Young or old, not this. Eyes, ears, not this. Thoughts, not this. Condition of the body, young, old, not this. Thoughts, not this. I thought, not this. Don't be habitual. So you are asking, I thought, not this. Then can you ask a question? Then what? You are not there to ask a question. I told you, even the I thought, not this. You are stunned. That is what. That is why in teaching you can listen to the tapes, it will not solve the problem. You can read a book, it will not solve the problem. Because the eyes, the look, the gestures convey so much. Personal presence. Perhaps to an extent you can do it with the, if you are dedicated, with a video in front, you can learn, no problem, perhaps. Perhaps. Why? Because if you have get sidetracked by something, switch it off and go. The teaching can stop, telephone must be attended to, and that's a different thing altogether. You can't question anymore. And when the scripture says, not this, not this, not this, When the teacher reveals us, not this, not this, not this, it is not to denounce, destroy. But to help you to understand yourself who you are, so that you can come back, return to the same roles. Before you are coming, you are playing the role, being lost in it. Now you play the role as the master, not as a slave of the role. No more the dress gives you an identity. You give the identity to the dress. No more the roles give you an identity. You give an identity to the roles. Because the roles are dead bits. Just see like this. Beautiful morning. Morning by itself doesn't consider itself beautiful, right? The dawn doesn't enjoy its beauty. The spring doesn't enjoy its elegance. The sunset or sunrise do not enjoy their exquisite nature. When I am there, as a person, somebody is there, whoa, so beautiful. So you are adding, you are recognizing the glory of the morning. The morning doesn't recognize its own glory. The body doesn't recognize its own glory, but you make the body glorious. See that? The sense organs do not make it glorious. You make it more glorious. Your thoughts by itself is nothing. You make it, because yours is a glorious presence. Because you are a blessing, you are blessed, you are a blessing, therefore for you, every thought is a blessing, every perception is a blessing, every sensation is a blessing, every moment is a blessing, every person is a blessing, every situation in life is a blessing. Why? I am a blessing. But because of a situation, if you will be blessed, situation changes, your blessedness disappears. Why people get hooked into scriptural studies also? Because at least one point somebody says you are the absolute. Because the rest of the places they tell me I am a donkey, I am a monkey, I am stupid, I am fat, I am a stick, I am poor, unaccomplished. I hate everything that I hear about me. So at least go to some places where he says, you are the absolute. Right or wrong doesn't matter. This is known as, suddenly the greatest revelations in life becomes a positive thinking. I am absolute. How long? Until somebody says you are stupid. When the scriptures, the teachers reveal it, help us to know myself as I am. To understand the importance of being with myself is so imperative. It's such a need of the hour. Do you know why? Especially in our generation now, as it is times to come, or as you say, in every generation, the latest people, understand? There is nobody who is an old-timer. There is no old-timer. The old-timer is also the latest in his own time. Right or wrong? Your father was the latest. Your parents are putting on the, suppose, a dhoti or the pants which are 1.5 foot near the foot. You know, all loose dresses. Now what's the use? If you ask somebody to put it on? No. Unless you want to make a style statement. That also you can make. But they were the latest. Whoever, whatever generation comes, you are the latest. All the time it is there. But in all these things, understand, the fashions will fade. Subject matters will go on changing. 10 years back, physics course in school is no more the same physics course now. 20 years back, the course that was there in mathematics or history or geography is no more now. History, a continuously changing field, no? In 1970 written book, you will not know what has happened for the last 40 years, right? Simple as that. Whereas in self-knowledge, there is no change. In self-knowledge, there is no change. The same thing. There is no latest in generational change there. The same thing is there. Same understanding is there. There shall be no difference at all at any time. So one who has seen this is what happens to him. No more any hint of delusion. Delusion is to see things which are not there. The ignorant man's, listen carefully, the ignorant man's delusion is, he sees happiness where it is not. He sees health in disease. What is wrong in drinking? That's a delusion. He smokes, but he thinks, oh, what's wrong in that? Yes, deluded. Informed man's delusion is positive thinking. Doesn't know anything about absolute, but he repeats, I am the absolute. That is delusion. What is delusion? Are you getting that point, please? Who is deluded? Deluded is a person who is seeing things which are not there. Average person, ignorant man, sees happiness where it is not. Informed man claims himself to be infinity, absolute, without knowing what it is. So in the limitation is imposing limitlessness. You understand that point? You are imposing limitlessness on the limitation. By imposing limitlessness on the limitation, you will not make the limitation limitless. Any imposition keeps the truth hidden. You have taken the chocolate, and if you say, I have not taken the chocolate, the fact remains hidden. Think of it. It is just like coloring the hair now. Suppose I color my hair now, what will happen? Pure black. The root becomes white. It remains hidden. It will come back. It will come back. Just a matter of time, it will come back. What is imposed has to go away. So, delusion, lifetime delusion is, you do not allow the reality to surface as though. You continuously live with the delusion, I am immortal, I am dying, I am miserable. And then you are kept under the cover, like a religious cover. No hope of having happiness here, only after death. What a long time delusion. Think of it. Whereas a person who sees the reality for himself as to who he is, when a person sees the truth for himself, who he is, there is no delusion. Why? Because he sees death where it is and sees life as it is. He sees infinity as infinity, finite as finite. Are you getting that point? Body as body, self as self, perception as perception, sensation as sensation, truth as truth, myself. So you have 360-degree view of the universe. That is the beauty. Disappointment is I want to live with the body forever, afraid of death. Disappointment is I believed that in this body I shall live forever. Like some philosophers, they say that your body will become young and you shall live forever. Disappointment when the body dies. In absolute knowledge, in self-knowledge, in total self-awareness, there is no disappointment because you have got a reality check complete. Accepting mortality where it belongs, seeing immortality in and through everything. You see the wave, you enjoy the water. Or you see the water, enjoy the wave. You see the immortality, be the immortality and enjoy the mortality. Be the changeless, enjoy the changes. Be the meditation, enjoy all types of changes and agitations if you want to name it. It's fantastic. Therefore such a person, yena drushtam param brahma. Oh, see, beautiful. Yena vishwam idam drushtam sanasti iti karoti boy. One who sees this world as a real, let him say, this is not real. But one who has seen himself, kim kurute pashyannapi na pashyati, He doesn't fight to say this is not real or this is real. Nothing to talk about. Why these things of talk? Why this beautiful type of verses? Because to safeguard your understanding, meaning safeguard your understanding, to challenge your understanding so that you can feel whether you have understood yourself or you have deluding that you have understood yourself. One who says the world is there, he shall be busy dismissing it. Suppose you accept, my mind is disturbed, therefore you will need meditation. Unconsciously, Ishvara. Oh, Ishvara. See that? Unconsciously, you are accepting that agitation to be yourself. Therefore, you are looking for meditation. If you are the meditation, changes are not changes, agitation is not agitation, therefore there is no looking for meditation. If there is a meditator, it shall look for it shall try to avoid the agitation, look for meditation. But if you are the meditation, there is no question of you are trying to avoid something and being with something. The struggle disappears. Yena drushtam param brahma. That is the last verse we had sung it. Yena drushtam param brahma. Which verse number we had taken? 14. Okay, so now, so let us see this. We shall see that. These are, do you understand why I feel why do I say which verse? Because same thought everywhere, no? Same verse, tomorrow we shall see another interpretation. Another interpretation means in different dimensions will be given. Because every verse has infinite possibility. To play with the minds of the children, the one who is still not established in himself, it is like giving the baby the medicine with the banana, with the chocolate, with the oats, with the rice. If the fellow will not take the medicine as it is, therefore you provide it with a little fruit, with a little chocolate, with little this, little that. All these verses are like that chocolates. But somebody like chili, so chili taste is given. So some people like it, they will not understand the language of pleasure, language of celebration. So give them little pain, austerity, denial. Oh, very, very nice. Brahmana, correct. When I don't, I dig a hole, cover myself up, sit down, buried up to the neck. Ah, Brahman. When I bury myself under the water, oh, and I starve myself for 10 days under a tree. So nice. Or somebody shall say, when you listen to the music, it is so beautiful. In the process, what happens? You lose sight of yourself and you fall in love with the practices. Whatever practice has given you whatever practice has given you the hint of the absolute, that becomes very precious for you. That is why a teacher becomes very precious. Teaching is forgotten. Most of the time it can happen. The teaching is forgotten. The teachers become precious. The teaching is forgotten. The books become famous. Books becomes very near and dear. Like you fall in love with a practice, not with yourself. That is why it says that. Yena vishwam idam drushtam sa nasti iti karotu vai. You shall see some people very, very vehemently will be going on dismissing the creation. This is Maya, this is delusion, this is appearance, this is... Why are you fighting with the... Hey, listen carefully. This is the last book. That is why he destroys everything that so far, everything anywhere it has been told. But for when the person who comes for the first class and asks, please tell me who am I? Who am I? You are not there. What question you are asking? Oh, that is why this type of extremist teaching doesn't help people. Anything you ask, who are you? Where is the creation coming from? Who is asking? You are out. That can stun you. Definitely intellectually can clobber you. But that much, clobbering only. Solution doesn't come because you are not aware of yourself. That is why such compassionate teaching. The teacher knows you are the absolute. You don't need to be helped, but he helps. Ahetuka daya sindhum gurum anamatam satam. Shankara says so beautifully, Ahetuka daya sindhu, ocean of compassion. A person is poor, you give him some food, that is normal. Or else you will feel miserable, like that Abraham Lincoln experience. The story goes, the presidential motorcade, those days, or president motorcade or horsecade, or whatever he was going on. So as they were going, suddenly asked everybody to stop. Because there are some piglets, baby pigs. They were in the mud, they were inconvenienced. The president of US of America, United States of America, gets down and picks them up. Naturally, it will be the worldwide news, no? So look at the compassion, the kindness of the president, how he was moved by the inconvenience of those piglets. And what does this right-thinking person says? I did not do it for pig's sake. I did it for my sake. Because had I not rescued them, I would have felt miserable that I saw their misery and I did not help them. Being kind to the helpless is normal. But suppose there is a rich man, your friend, who is very rich, very, you can afford everything, and you have organized a top 5-star party, and you have gone there, and the fellow is drunk with the most precious of the most, costliest of the liquor, and is lying down there and shouting, "Take me home, take me home, take me home." What shall you say? Idiot. You can always go away because you know that is his home. He is the richest of the man, not homeless, nothing. But still, you know you don't have to help him, but you help him. That means you are kind. Where you don't have to do it, but you are doing it. The teacher knows. The one who, aware of himself, knows how everybody is infinite, absolute. Nobody needs to be helped, but still he helps. How nice it is. Only when you appreciate yourself, you shall understand the beauty of it. When you know, please see how it is. Because your whole life becomes so beautiful. I am the happiness itself. Satchidanandoham. I am the existence, I am the immortal, I am the absolute bliss, I am. Yet, are you not taking care of your body? When the body is hungry, are you not feeding it? When it is cold, are you not putting a cloth on it? You don't have to, but are you not doing it? Extend it to the other person. He may be infinite, absolute, but he doesn't know that. Therefore, I help him to understand. Even if it doesn't, I try my best to help the person to understand it. That is the teaching. And what do you teach the person? To be with himself and not be with the ideas about himself. That is why the language. Yena vishwamidam drushtam nasti iti karoti. One who sees the world, let him say, there is no world, there is no such thing. Fighting continues. One who sees the agitation, he shall continue to be with the agitation. He will come back now. One who sees the world, he says, no, let there be, there is no world. One who is aware of himself, will he join that fight? Let him fight it out. Nirvasana kim kurute, pashyannapi na pashyati. One who pashyannapi na pashyati. While seeing the wave, you see the water. Even while seeing the wave, you don't see the wave. Even while seeing the ornament, you don't see the ornament, you see the gold. Even while seeing this universe, you see the nameless, formless, in and through the Nama Rupa, name and form of the universe. Therefore, there is no struggle to negate, denounce, reject, or accept. It's fantastic. Your life is free from rejection and acceptance, denial and indulgence. Everything is fantastic. Yena drushta parabrahma soam brahmeti chintayat. Some people say, somebody picks it up. Listen carefully. Instead of being himself, he thinks, now I understand Brahman. Oh my God. This is the language of the unconscious language of the person who understands it. What shall he say? Sometimes we get so excited about the understanding. Oh my God, now I know myself. For so long I was taking myself to the body. Now I know I am the Brahman. Listen carefully. With the clarity of your understanding, you can speak those words. While speaking those words, if you are not speaking, while thinking those thoughts, if you are not the thinker, while writing about it, if you are not the writer, this is fantastic. But suppose it really means something to you. I was so long, I was taking myself to the body. Now say, I am the Brahman. Suppose this I, unconsciously I, instead of being who it is, falls in love with that idea or owns of that experience, instead of being losing himself, instead of losing itself in the experience, that is consciousness, if it owns of that experience and says, I know it, I experienced it, what will happen? Sometimes another thought comes, the last thought is gone and you are miserable. That is where people will say, why is it sometimes I am so clear and sometimes I am not? That is because you are at the level of the thought. Not level of the thought, level of the I thought. The thoughts are not a trouble. Are you getting that? This level of the thought, level of the body, level of the consciousness, that's not a problem. Consciousness has no problem, is not a problem. Thought has no problem, is not a problem. Body has no problem, body is not a problem. Creation has no problem, creation is not a problem. Everything concentrates on only I. Just be. That is why just sit down, be yourself. And if this I thought is not speaking, there shall be no noise inside you. A thought is not a noise unless I condemns it as a noise. An object is not a distraction until I considers it as a distraction. Ishvara, Ishvara, Ishvara. You must see that for yourself, okay? Because do not wait for the creation to disappear. For everybody else must disappear from the surface of the earth so that you can be happy. Everybody must be rich so that you are contented. Everybody must be holy so that you are absolutely comfortable. If you do like that, you have organized yourself, planned to be miserable for the rest of your life. The crow shall sing, even if you call it a miserable noise. You see? Good or bad? Mindlessly what people say? Stupid. Suppose you are in a lonely island, there is nobody, only trees, no sound of any kind. You hear the sound of a crow, how will you feel? Abba, there is another life. Oh. In a solitary prison, when people are staying there, they make friendship with the ants. They make friendship with the rats. Read the life of the people who are spent in solitary imprisonment. They will get a little piece of bread for the whole day, but out of the little piece of bread, little bit for the rat. Is some living presence. So nothing by itself is right or wrong, good or bad. You, ahankar. That is why you disturb yourself maximum. Nobody else disturbs you as much you disturb yourself. Yes, situation have to be taken care. Now you cannot say, see, Swamiji, suppose somebody comes, come and give some help for the people in Kashmir now, they are flooded. They don't disturb themselves. No, but nothing disturbs them as much as they disturb themselves. Flood is nothing. Don't be inhuman. Yes, suppose I have to be in that situation, I will be. But definitely, no flood is better than flood. Definitely, no starvation is better than starvation. Definitely, health is better than disease. Think of it. So you appreciate yourself very, very clearly. So suppose it so has happened, Swami, I saw this, at last, I am not the body, so I am the Brahman. So now, please initiate me some mantra. What is that? Soham, soham, hamsa, ahamsa, soham, hamsa, soham, ham. You know what he says? Yena drushtam param brahma. One who thinks that he is seeing the Brahman, the Absolute, therefore sometimes missing seeing it. Do you understand that language I am talking? The eye picks up. I see myself. Then thoughts come. But somebody says, you ask him, oh, you think you are Brahman, the Absolute. What type of nonsense is that? You are stupid, poor, uneducated, or arrogant. You think you are such. When these type of adjectives are given to you, now Brahman becomes somewhere. You start fighting. It was like a king. One day he requested a wise man, please teach me. He said, you can't learn. The wise man said, you can't learn. He said, why do you say I cannot learn? He said, because you cannot accept anything I say. You can't accept. You are so much wedded to your roles. Even if I say the truth, you will not understand, because for you role is very, very important. He said, no, I will not do that. I shall not understand myself. He says, okay, whatever I say, can you say yes? Yes, I will do that. Whatever I say, you will say yes? Yeah, I will say yes. Then he said, okay, you are a prince. Yes. This kingdom is wonderful. Yes. There are so many people suffering in your kingdom. Yes. Your father was a king. Yes. Your mother was a whore. No. Or your father was a crook. No. Why? I don't like that image of me being the son of an idiot. That image problem lingers for everybody. You don't like to be the son or daughter of somebody who is poor, somebody not very well known. That is, suppose somebody is very rich, you shall connect it. How? Connected, right? Because somebody is well known, you shall connected. He is my father's brothers, uncles, grandfathers, uncles. So I am 10th generation of so and so. Why? Because you want that little image. So whoever points out the reality to you and says, but that person has nowhere mentioned about this family or that. You will not like him, you will hate him, because he is taking away literally the carpet from under your feet, the land on which you are standing, your image. Are you interested in understanding this truth? Yes. Can you drop every image so far you have picked up? Good, bad, ugly? Not that only good image people want to hold on to. Not necessarily. Ugly image also you hold on to. I am such a stupid fellow. I am such a rascal. I am a drug addict. I am much divorced. I am like this. I am a vegetarian, non-vegetarian. I was like an alcoholic. Stop that self-condemnation. As much you shall say, what can you teach me? I know everything. I have read all the books. Oh, whatever you say, I am Brahman, I know. You cannot teach to somebody who is stuck on the role. Like you cannot operate on somebody who says, I have my armor, but you operate my stomach. I will have my armor, but you operate on my stomach. But how? That is your job. Really. The paid teachers will break their head for that. The real teacher will say, it is good, you suffer. Or enjoy your suffering, no problem. Some people hold on to good roles. Some people hold on to bad roles. Some people hold on to ugly roles. Image. Ask yourself, at this moment as you are sitting down, what is your image? Are you your image or who you are? Are you interested in your being an image of who you are or who you are as it is? Instantaneous. Because who you are doesn't depend upon any image. An image is not an image unless you put your face into that. A mask is not a mask if your face is not there. A trap is not a trap if somebody is not trapped, right or wrong? A trap just think. There is a smart tiger in the forest. Just for story, eh? Smart tiger in the forest. You put a big trap and you put the goat also in that. He comes there. Imagine, just imagine. It doesn't happen like that. Imagine the tiger comes, sniffs and smiles and looks at. There are fool who has put that. The tiger in there is a goat. You think I am going to go inside? Ha ha ha. He laughs and goes. How do you feel? The trap is not a trap because he doesn't get in. He knows it's a trap. Since he doesn't go in, is it a trap anymore? It becomes a trap when you are trapped. A building is not a prison until a prisoner is kept. Mullah knew it. Mullah knew it. Mullah was like some people do that. There are many so-called holy people. They shall put their temple before they die. Because they are afraid their followers may not do that. So they will have a temple already and Shivalinga also ready. So they will be just buried there and Shivalinga will be kept. So they organize it very well. Anyways, the Mullah also wanted to have a grave made out for him. So when he dies only, so the people, those who are building the graves, they came and they are constructing that, so they did that. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months time, Mullah gave all possible suggestions, whatever little money also was giving. And now, towards the end, he did not give any money anymore. He wanted to finish. They finished it up. Then after the whole grave was finished, then they asked Mullah, "What is the payment?" Mullah said, "Payment for what?" He said, "What? You asked us to build the grave." He said, "Yes, I did." "Then how are you not giving to me?" He said, "But you have not completed the job." He said, "What do you mean I have not completed the job?" "That his job is complete." He said, "No, it is not a grave until the dead body is kept. Now it is a construction. Only when I am inside, then only it's a grave. That time you will be paid." Now what do you think of it? A house is not a prison unless a prisoner is kept. Another day, few years, 20, 30 years back, when I went to Kodaikanal once, then they said, "Swami, this is the house which was used as a prison." What is a prison? Abdullah. You know, not Farooq Abdullah's father, what was his name? Forget now. Sheikh Abdullah. Yes, Sheikh Abdullah. Sheikh Abdullah, on house arrest, he was put in Kodaikanal. So now can you call it a prison? He is not there. It was a house. They used it as a prison. Now the prisoner is gone. It's just a house again. A trap is not trap unless you are trapped. So if you in your glorious ignorance get yourself trapped in this physical body, then what shall you say? The body is a trap. Body is a trap or you are stupid. The sense organ is a trap. The thoughts are a trap. Nothing is a trap. You are the one until you fill it up. Therefore, ahankara. Unconsciously, since it has been in so many traps, now he is used to the trapped life. Therefore, he loves the trap. Aham Brahmasmi, soham, soham, soham. I am the Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Brahman. As opposed to, I am the body. Therefore, it doesn't solve your problem. So sometimes I am the body, sometimes I am Brahman. So the fellow becomes mostest, if I can use that word, mostest, moodiest fellow. Jekyll and Hyde. I am Brahman. Very jealous. Very judgmental. This is that. You understand? Why? The person doesn't understand about himself. So he says, Yena drushtam param brahma soham brahmeti chintayet. One who thinks, I am the param brahma yena drushtam. One who thinks he has seen the reality instead of being the reality. Ask yourself, do you see the truth or you be the truth? You are the truth. To be the truth, you don't need a word, a thought, nothing. But if you've seen the truth, sometimes you don't see it. Not that the truth goes away, but you get overtaken by another thought. Are you getting that? You get overtaken by another thought. So if you get overtaken by another thought, so amiti chintayet, okay, for you that is a requirement. So instead of, now that you are overtaken by thought, I am the body, or identity, you are overtaken by this identity, I am the body, so consciously go on thinking, soham, 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 amsa, so. Because you see what it is, so you remind yourself, that's what I am, that's what I am. Suppose no study, no teaching, no learning, but you are initiated to a mantra, soham, soham, soham. What will happen? It is like repeating the question, koham, 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 who am I, who am I, who am I? As you do not get the answer, by repeating soham, 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 you will not be with the answer. Both ways it is false. By repeating a question, you don't get the answer. By repeating an answer, will you know how to arrive at it? So contemplation for such a person, one who sees. But at that time, he did not know that it is still so subtle that I can't really see it. Initial excitement is, my God, I'm so stupid. I was thinking I am the body. I am this thought. No, 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 no. I am the self. Aham Brahmasmi. Wow. So nice. Now, instead of being the excitement, you get excited. In the language, where is coming? Instead of you understand that? Instead of being the excitement, instead of being the experience, you become the experiencer. Instead of being the excitement, you are being excited. So, your excitement goes away. Another thought comes up. You like your teacher because he tells you you are Brahman. You hate your neighbor because he says you are a fool. You like somebody who says you are the absolute. You like, if you hate your husband or wife or friend or child or somebody somewhere, why? Because they say you are a crook, you don't understand anything whatsoever. Then what do you say? How come in ashram everybody tells me I'm wonderful? But in home nobody recognizes my value. True. That is because you have not recognized your value at all. See that point. So in case you unconsciously hold on to the experience and say, I have seen it, then when there is a cloud, in case the thoughts come up and you unconsciously lose yourself in the thought, you feel bad. Okay, so Hamidi Chintayet, let him think. I am consciously, you contemplate over that idea. Kim chintayati nischintaha ditiyam yona pashyati. Yaha nischintaha. One who has no chinta, nirgato chinta, nischinta. The person who is free from every thought. Because being with himself, which is not a thought, yo ditiyam na pashyati. One who never sees the second thing. That there is a thought, there is me, there is thought. Hey, listen, if you take this idea of I, then only you will come. If I take myself to be this, then that will come. Ditya, the second thing will come. Duality will be inevitable. Because, listen carefully, you do not create duality. Oh, wow, ma. You do not create duality, but you give a sanction to the duality in your presence. You make everything, even though the creation is one and the absolute whole, you create a division by being the I, the perceiver, the thinker, or the knower. Creation has no sense of duality, does it? Nothing feels separated from nothing. Nothing feels separated from nothing. Who said the stone is better than the diamond? Who said the cuckoo is better than the crow? Who said the swan is better than the dog? Swans never said that. Who said that the sun is better than the moon? Who said the sunshine is better than the moonshine? Who said winter is better than the spring, or the summer is better than the rain? Or that person is better than me? She is more beautiful, he is more handsome, he is richer, he is poor. Who did it? Who said Kohinoor is very precious and the dust is very stupid? Only human being. Under these circumstances, you will change your tune. I will give you a bag of Kohinoor. You are flooded in Kashmir now. I will give you a bag of Kohinoor diamonds. And I shall give another bag of rice. You are starving for 20 days and you don't know how many more days you have to starve. I gift you with a bag of Kohinoor diamonds. And another person I give him a bag of rice. Who is richer? If you say, I will take the bag of Kohinoor diamond and I shall give that fool one diamond and purchase rice, he is not a fool. He shall say, you eat your diamond, I am eating my rice. I don't need your diamond, but you need my rice. How many people died because they didn't have diamond? There are some exotic fools, like that exotic stone. I didn't get a diamond? Committing suicide. Your life is less than a diamond. Your life is less than a land. Think. It's so sweet. Yaditya pashyati. Because he doesn't create the duality. Listen carefully. He doesn't see the duality because you are the inventor. You are the one who invokes duality. You invoke the duality. Duality itself doesn't exist. Even if there is a duality, there is diversity, it doesn't affect itself. So one who thus nischita, kim chintayati, what shall he think to be himself? Meaning nothing. Therefore, nischinta. Appa, every thought is beautiful. So nischinta is one, not that there is no thought, but every thought is beautiful, as even no thought. Every thought is as beautiful as even no thought is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Every perception, no perception. Imagine your presence, oh, it is such a fun, it's such a fun. How will you like when you see the child running after his shadow? How do you like? How do you like? Or the dog is trying to catch his tail. How do you like it? You enjoy the sight. Why? Fool, stupid. Stupid. Look at this stupid. Suppose one fellow, elderly person, child running after shadow, you will enjoy it. Suppose a 20-year-old fellow trying to touch his head of the shadow. The moment it goes around. So it goes around, now how do you like it? What shall I say? Retarded. Right? He is making a mistake. He is trying to, because of him, the shadow is coming. Just think, he is trying to reach his shadow. How do you like it? Now, you want to negate the duality when you yourself are creating it continuously. You are not, I understand, you are not creating the duality, but you are confirming. You are not creating the duality, because your presence confirms that I am different, creation is different. The creation doesn't feel it is different from you. The God doesn't call the God not one name with one form, the entire existence itself. It doesn't feel different from you. You, because of your individual presence, consider yourself different from everybody. And now, this one whose presence invokes the duality goes on denying, dismissing, negating the duality, but not the author of it. The I is the author of duality. But it goes on dismissing all the duality except himself. As long as you are there, duality shall be visible. Abba. So one who thus no more exists, doesn't depend upon a thought to be, but he is one with himself. Chetana, consciousness, awareness. What shall he think? What shall he contemplate upon? The whole creation is non-dual, singular meditation, contemplation. Okay. Drushtayeno. Very good. But Swami, whatever say, but sometimes does, the agitation comes up, vikshepa, projections come up, the agitations come up. What to do, sometimes does it? He says. Drushtayena atma vikshepa, nirodham kuruto duvaso. He says, but Patanjali shall say, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Bhagavad Gita shall say, Bhagavad Gita also will say, what is that? Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga shevaya. Yatra chittam uparamate, niruddham chittam uparamate. where the mind withdrawn. It talks about that it is agitation. Because agitation, it has to be niruddha, it has to be suspended or made stable. He said, yes. Yena atma vikshepa drushta. If you see that agitation or projection as a real, nirodham kurudatu asau. Asau, such a person, let him do the nirodha. Let him get himself busy with suspending it or making it steady or doing everything. Udarastuna vikshipta, one who doesn't consider himself projected with projection, agitated with agitation, sadhya abhave karoti kim, what shall he do when there is nothing to be done? It talks about a person who is stable, sthita prajna, settled in himself. That is why don't look for patting, Don't worry about that. It's not for that person. You want that type of book, you go to small book. You say, what is that? A small book means what? Beginner's text. Like even Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavad Gita is not ASHTAVAKRA Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, no. Chanchalami mana Krishna pramathi valavadrudham. Hey Krishna, manah chanchalam, mind is agitation. Tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva suduskaram. I think controlling that mind, keeping that mind under discipline is as difficult as even try to hold the breeze. You hold the wind, please cup the wind. It's not difficult. And you are giving the example that the mind, the wise man's mind is like a flame, protected all sides from the breeze, steady. Take my example. My mind is so chanchalam, restless, ruthlessly restless. Pramadhi, churning, dragging, pulling, pushing. I think it's very difficult, like it is difficult to cup the air. Then Bhagavan says, Bhagavan can say, you stupid, I'm telling you, you are the absolute, you are free, you are the light of lights, you are steady. No. He is teaching that his revelation is being made. Therefore, asansayam mahavaho. Even though he knows what he is talking is, it doesn't matter. But at this moment he is still not there. He still doesn't understand himself. Therefore he accepts his argument. Asansayam mahavaho. Hey mighty armed one, hey Arjuna, gives a compliment. You are a mighty armed one. So you are smart. Asansayam, no doubt. Mana durnigraham chalam. Mind is difficult to discipline and is continuously on the move. But there is a way out. Abhyasena tu kaunteya, vairagyena chakruyate. What do we call it in Yoga Shastra? Abhyasa, vairagya, abhyam, tan nirodha. So, Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Sutra, all one and the same. So don't say, Patanjali did not know it, Krishna did not know it, Krishna know it. Don't worry about this. All the scriptures are fantastic. In everywhere you shall see a range from the ignorance to wisdom. How many facades? How many shades? How many shades between ignorance and wisdom? Infinite shades. What you have seen is nothing. What you in your little personal life, tiny personal life have experienced, what you have seen is nothing. That is why people who are so closed, stupid, there is no discrimination, there is no thinking. What will they say? They get stuck with this idea. This is what it is. Stop it. The shade between finite and infinity is infinity. Infinite shades. Between ignorance and wisdom, infinite shades. How many different varieties of minds? Oh my God. How many different values? How many different societies? How many different types of traditions? Go to the deep forest, live with the tribals. Go into the Mongolia, go into Himalayas, go into mountains, go into river valley, go into deserts, go into forest, Different type of people, different sets of values. Like a fellow was in his house, the fellow was, he was always gambling. The husband was always gambling. The wife will always tell, don't do that. But the fellow will never listen. Then one day the wife stood up and said, today you have to stop gambling. As you are destroying, losing everything, you have to stop gambling. It is a sin. You should not do it. Then the man said, okay, how can you say it is a sin? Even Mahabharata days, Yudhishthira gambled, princess gambled. Nobody called it a sin. Then how come the princess were gambling? Then this wife said, okay, now that you have told the Mahabharata days, remember Draupadi had 5 husbands. So I'm in my house, you are the only one now. I have to get 4 more. The fellow stopped it. Okay. How many different ranges? Somebody says gambling is bad. Somebody says gambling is okay. Don't look for justification. Neither look for mindless, ruthless witch hunting and denial. Waste. Human life, there shall be infinite shades. I don't say billion shades, trillion shades. It can be infinite shades. Your own mind, you see how many times you have been kind and how many times you have been jealous, ruthless, stupid, insensitive. The trouble is, you will not remember your ruthlessness because you don't recognize them because you are unconscious at the moment of ruthlessness. Sometimes in your kind actions you are not conscious because you are unconscious. Only when you are aware of yourself, you shall be aware of both your kindness as well as ruthlessness. And when you are aware of your kindness, everybody is blessed. When you are kind of your ruthlessness, everybody is blessed. Because there is a purpose for it. It's not for personal satisfaction, for helping somebody out. Understand? The infinite range. So which mind, what type of thought? And in which position who is in? How do you know? That is why so many different books are there. And it is nice to be to be exposed to this knowledge. It goes step by step. Start with books of definitions like a Tattva, very small, very nice. Then go into smaller books, then go into maybe Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads, little, so that, yes, you don't need all the books to be stable in yourself, but why not? Choice is yours. But you are no more dependent on a book or a teaching or a teacher. You are aware of yourself. Such a person he is talking about. Kim chintayati? What shall he think? Yena udarastuna vikshipta. One who sees agitation, let him strive for meditation. I don't see any agitation. I am in meditation. What is that? Go, sit down and meditate. So somebody should not tell me, let him tell. Why? I am not the only person. There are 10 people. Suppose in this audience there are now 100 people or 30 people or 50, whatever people who are there. I say, you should meditate. But suppose in your presence, in your group, there is somebody, he sees, there is nothing to, what is there to meditate upon? He doesn't know, Swamiji, don't talk like that. There are 19 other people, for they should take it as they like. Very simple example. I don't want to make an example of myself, but you know, what can I do? Can I talk from other people's experience? I can quote others' experiences as they tell me, but is it true or false, how do I know? But my thing I know for myself. When we are sitting down in meditation classes, Swamiji will be sometime, anybody, anywhere, will say, okay, sit down, morning meditation class, teach. Then, Swamiji, or let me not say my teacher or anybody, somebody is sitting on there, suppose he is suggesting. Oh, now close your eyes, this, that, do something. I don't need all this. I am opening my eyes, I am with myself. I close my eyes, I am with myself. That doesn't mean he should not talk. I am being with myself, why is he unnecessarily talking? Hey, let him talk. The person who is conducting that class, suppose he thinks that is the method, let him say. Why? Because some people may be helped. I don't need that help, I don't need it. So therefore, it doesn't mean he should not talk. How sweet. That is why you are comfortable with every book, every teaching, every teacher, every tradition. Even if the person tells something wrong also, it doesn't make any difference. Why? That wrong thing is right for some people for some time. If the wrong thing is right for some people for some time, until they grow out of it. That is why there is no judgment. Totally non-judgmental. How do you know who needs what type of help? The mother is taking care of the child. To somebody he feeds protein. To somebody he gives a starvation diet. Why? Not that he hates the fellow, therefore starvation diet. This fellow is too fat. Give him starvation diet so that he comes back to normal health. This fellow is too weak, put him into that diet. Somebody liquid diet, somebody solid diet. Which one is better? You mean the mother hates? Hospital you go. Everybody in ICU? What type of hospital where everybody is in ICU? Somebody can be on the veranda because there is no place. They lie down. Why? Some leg is broken or tail is broken, something somewhere, there is a bandage, lie down. What? You don't have to sleep inside, anywhere. People who require more attention, they are in that room. So don't say, this fellow is discriminating. That fellow is in ICU, in air-conditioned room. And here I am on the door. That fellow needs intensive care. People who go for treatment, they don't care where they are. People who go for comfort, people who go for treatment, they want to be treated and cured. It doesn't matter where the other person is or other person is not. So many things are taught. You pick up. Which one is good? Where are you? Are you at the level of being with yourself? Yeah. So everything is beautiful. I know that's true, but now I think I need to work little more. Work little more. It's okay. I think I have lost the beginnings, things I have not learned yet. Okay, learn it. You find out. No comparison in the scriptural studies. No comparison. This 10-year study, this 5 years, 4 years. Hey, it is not government service. 10 years means senior. 5 years means junior. 20 years I have been with this knowledge and what do you think of me? You can be, why 20? 200 years, you have not learned anything. One fellow comes yesterday, picks up today. Fantastic. He is a wise man. You are still otherwise. That is why when in the ashrams you shall say senior disciple, junior disciple, or myth. In wisdom there is no senior and junior. In attendance, senior and junior. I am working in this post office, I am working in this office for 20 years, I am still an upper division clerk. This fellow 20-year-old and he comes as district magistrate. What to do? He got IAS. Since he got the IAS, he is 20-year-old, but he is district magistrate. You may be 50-year-old, but you are upper division clerk. Yeah, that is your, what to do? So shall we do, because his age is more, therefore shall we put him in the post? The most unfortunate thing is when people come to the studies and then they see Senior disciple, junior disciple, senior Swami, junior Swami, this, that, Have you, again, image problem. Image problem. I'm a guru. I want to be a guru. I want to be Swami. I want to be holy man. Everybody must touch my foot. Everybody must do namaskar to me. Everybody put, everywhere. Previously you are doing it in your home. Have you not seen people in the ordinary office, by chance if you don't come and say good morning, the fellow will have a black mark on you. The same fellow comes back and puts on a ochre cloth, somebody doesn't say Hari Om, finished. Arrogant. What about you expecting that? The person who doesn't do the namaskar is arrogant. What about you who is expecting to be namaskared? To be respected. Right? Because you have no self-respect. When I am happy with myself, do I need if somebody tells me I am wise or otherwise? Doesn't matter if the person touches my foot or massages it or kicks also. It makes no difference. Why? Who I am, you cannot take it away. Udarastuna vikshipta. Sadhya abhavat kim karoti. Sadhya abhavat. There is nothing sadhya. Sadhana yogya. There is nothing to be reached. Already reached. There is nothing to be done. Already done. There is nothing there is nothing to be achieved. Already achieved. Atma, self, nitya siddhatvat, eternally accomplished. Nobody can snatch it away. Nobody can take it away. I say, once you appreciate yourself, esha brahmistiti prartha, nainam prapya vimuyati, sthitvasyam antakalepi brahma nirvana ruchati. This language is like hundreds of thousands of megaton atom bombs. Esha brahmistiti partha nainam prapya vimuyati. Hey Arjuna, esha brahmistiti partha. Brahmistiti means in Brahman, you are Brahmani sthita. One who abides in this, one who sees this, abides in himself. Enam prapya, having seen it, reached it, being it, na vimuyati. There shall be no more any confusion at any time. Confusions have dropped. He bypasses every confusion. Remember that beautiful language. Confusion catches you if you are available to be confused. If you take yourself with a thought, you are already confused. Therefore confusion latches onto you. Oh, I am already confused. Therefore confusion latches onto me. It's like a person who is lost in the road. Every road he takes, finished. Because he doesn't know the road, he is confused. So everything, little bit, come back. Little bit, comes back. Little bit, comes back. Most people do that, even in the so-called path of religion. Meditation, 2 camps, not enough. Then breathing for 2 days, no, that's not right. Then stand on your head for 3 days, no, that's not okay. It's all right, you are trying it out, but one day see that paths are not confusing, I am confused. And when you see that truth for yourself, then no more paths are confusing, everything is beautiful, because everything has a place. No ideas are confusing, because you are confused, ideas are confusing. Now you are with yourself, every idea has a place. So sadhya bhavat karoti, kim karoti, what shall he do when there is nothing to achieve, nothing to gain, nothing to get? We shall finish up this class today with one poem which was many times I have told long back. When I was in my school days, there was a 9th, 10th standard, I was in Oriya medium, village school, but the English literature, English was one subject. So there was a poem called Leisure. What is this life if full of care, we have no time to stand and stare? This is leisure. What is this life if full of care? What type of life is this? So many responsibilities. What is this life full of care? Okay? And no time to stare at anything, okay? Huh?
Stand and stare.
All right. What is this life full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. Now, when you understand, this is the frustrating language of the person living in this world and lost in the world. We have no time to stand and stare. A beautiful sunrise. I have to go market, I love nice music. I forget it, man, I have to go to the hospital. Why don't you come for the little, walk? Stomach. For everything, you have time to be miserable, but you have no time to be leisurely. What is this life full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. When I understood this, really it was so beautiful, I changed that poem. What is this life without care? So much of time and nothing to stare. What is this life without care? There is nothing called a care that this is sadhyavavat, this is to be done, there is something to this must be done. He must be like that, she must be like that. I have no expectations from me, I have no expectations from nobody. You have no expectations from yourself, but you have expectations from everybody. If you have expectations from everybody, you like it or not, you will have an expectation from yourself. Why? When you say expectation from everybody, that is how they should be, that means my happiness depends upon if they are like that. So you have an expectation from yourself, you will be frustrated in life. So what is this life without care? There is no sense of care for me, accepting everything as it is. Therefore, so much of time, tremendous leisureliness, because your mind is unassailed, unaffected, unperturbed by anything whatsoever. Therefore, you have plenty of time. Who doesn't have time? One who is worried has no sense of time, leisure. Because so much, because tell me throughout the day, what do you do except worrying? Because there is so much worry, the mind is occupied. Therefore, nothing to do. The fellow will be occupied, but no physical activity. That is why people who do physical activity are far better than the people who do not do physical activity. Because you do physical activity, dig. If you have nothing to do, dig a hole and fill it. Dig a hole and fill it. Since you have dig a hole already, why fill it up? Put some seed also. When you put the seed, trees will plant. See that how nice ashram now looking now. Who is doing it? 2, 3 boys here. So physical activity should be only manual labor. Sadhu should not do. Guest should not do. Anybody should do. Enjoy. Or else what will happen? Mentally, why the person cannot do much physical activity? Because mentally always preoccupied. Where is the time? What? What are you doing? Nothing. Then what do you mean, where is the time? Never to worrying, Yes. Worry, worry, worry. Anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. Therefore, no time. When you have no worry, no anxiety, you have the availability of time to maximum in your life. All the time in the world to do anything you want. So much of time, nothing to stare. Meaning, nothing is good enough to stare because everything passes you by. You want to hold on to, I have all the time to watch for a sunrise, but sunrise will not last. I am ready for sunrise. The sunrise will not be there ready for me. You see that? I am ready for enjoying the fragrance of the flower. The fragrance shall fade. Are you getting that? I am ready for beautiful clouds. But the clouds by themselves are continuously fading away. Continuously fading away. The clouds fading away. I am ready for the clouds, but the clouds are not ready for. The clouds cannot keep up with me. The creation cannot keep up with me. Since the creation cannot keep up with me, I enjoy the creation in all its moods. I know this flower will not last for tomorrow. Some enjoying it now, enjoying is fading, tomorrow that is fallen, that also is beautiful, new flower has come, that also is beautiful. Every moment. You understand how powerful it becomes? So much of time. Why? You are timeless. And nothing to stare, meaning nothing lasts forever. Therefore, your sympathy, if you can say, your compassion with the universe, so sweet. At least, as long as they are there, let me enjoy it. Body is there, thought is there, mind is there, senses are there, world is there. Enjoy. Be yourself. And once you are yourself, it doesn't matter. One day it will fade away. The body shall fade away, sense organs fade away, creation will be existing, but changing. And in that changes, my body shall always remain an inseparable part of the changing universe. Therefore, there is nothing called death, only change in a changeless realm. Like the wave dancing in water, water never dances. It's always steady in and through the water. Close your eyes. Thank you, friends.